The epic rise of Erling Haaland has been remarkable. With already a ton of broken records, he now stands as one of the best strikers in the world. However, his journey to success began far from where he is today. Many people don't know about the tough times he faced before he became a star, but what made him stand out from other boys he played football with was his determination and mental strength. He also had the humility to acknowledge his weaknesses and strive for improvement. This powerful combination helped him become the exceptional player he is today. But to understand how it all started, we need to go back to 2016. Bryn. Haaland first started playing football for fun with his mates, until they realized he was way better than the other kids, so they moved him up a level. Even though his dad was a former professional footballer, things weren't easy. Playing with the older kids meant that he often got pushed off the ball because he wasn't as physically strong. However, he didn't let this discourage him. Despite his lack of physical strength, he compensated with his technical skills and understanding of the game, which are well known today. At only 11 years old, he was already finding the back of the net regularly. He then started playing for Bryn FC at the age of 15, where he scored an impressive 18 goals in just 14 games for Bryn's reserve team. It wasn't long before he was called up to play for the under-15 Norway national team. He did something that shocked everyone in a match against Sweden. Right after Norway kicked off the game, Haaland hit a long shot from the center field straight into Sweden's goal. He quickly surpassed Bryn and signed with Molde, marking the beginning of his professional career. Haaland started playing professionally at just 16 years old for Molde, where his coach happened to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the former Manchester United legend. It was there that Haaland began to focus on improving his physical strength by working hard in the gym to get bigger, stronger, and build up his stamina. During this time, Haaland underwent an unusual growth spurt, growing significantly taller and larger at a rapid pace. This rapid growth became a concern for his former coach, Paco. But when I worked with Molde, I talked mostly to his assistant coach as he had responsibility for the younger players, and they did a very good job with him, not least the medical and physio team because he was growing very rapidly and he became very tall very quickly, which can bring a number of potential physical problems for a young footballer. His first season was quite disappointing, scoring only 4 goals, but it's in the next season that Haaland surprised everyone in the football world. In a game against Brann Bergen, which was the top team at the time, he gave his team a 4-0 victory, scoring all 4 goals. From that time on, he was only getting better and ended up with a total of 20 goals in 50 games with Molde. He then moved to Red Bull Salzburg in 2019. Salzburg. Haaland wasn't yet the dominant player we know today, but this is where he truly began to establish himself on the international stage. The Salzburg backroom staff extensively analyzed the promising striker, recognizing his desirable attributes on the field, and soon discovered his commitment off the pitch, and they ended up signing him for €8 million. Haaland was happy with that signing, but he understood he still had to prove himself. When asking his teammates, all they could say is how mature he was for being only 19. He is an absolute top professional. While we are playing cards on trips away, you can only see him reading some scientific articles on how he can improve his sleep or diet. He is always looking for the smallest details that he can improve to take another step forward, said Maximilian Verber. Haaland didn't have the start he wanted at Salzburg, only playing 5 games in his first 5 months. However, the Under-20 World Cup in Poland marked a turning point in Haaland's career. It's at this tournament that he made history in one of the craziest matches against Honduras. While his team scored a staggering 12 goals, 9 of them were credited to Haaland. Following his outstanding performance at the U20 tournament, he earned the position of the main striker at Salzburg and certainly lived up to expectations. In his first 4 league games, he found the net 6 times. By the end of the season, he had scored 28 goals in 22 games, including 5 hat-tricks. One of them came during the first half of his debut in the Champions League against Genk, showcasing his talent as one of the rising stars in European football. He had now emerged as the new player to watch in football. As a result, major clubs like Juventus, Manchester United, Chelsea and Dortmund were all battling to sign him. Everyone at Salzburg knew that because he performed incredibly well from July to December, there was a low chance of him staying with the team. It's finally after a long discussion with his dad that Haaland made his decision. Dortmund. For any young player, joining a big club can be tempting, but for Haaland, it was absolutely essential to move to a team where he could get a lot of playing time. It would be tough to join a team with veteran superstars, but Dortmund was just right because they had many upcoming young talents like Haaland. The team guaranteed him that he would be their main striker, and with a release clause of 20 million euros, it was a no-brainer for Haaland. This plan gave him the best chance to improve his skills, and playing against experienced pros in the Bundesliga allowed him to thrive and evolve into the incredible talent we see today. When Haaland arrived at Dortmund, he already made a spectacular impression. On his debut against Augsburg, Haaland entered as a substitute and shocked everyone by scoring 3 goals in just 20 minutes.
It's a place for the Norwegian. He's on his own hat-trick. Oh, what a debut for Erling Haaland.
During his 2.5 years in Germany, the towering Norwegian managed to score an impressive 86 goals in 89 games. Not only was he a force on the field, but he brought the same level of determination off the field by focusing on his speed and physicality. He definitely proved this by breaking the Bundesliga's top speed record, running at 36.04 kilometers per hour. Those physical abilities, which were once lacking, have now improved, allowing him to fully utilize his technical skills. His mindset off the field has also played a crucial role in his rapid rise into a star in just 2.5 years. Haaland has developed into the type of player desired by every top club in the world. It was only a matter of time before the biggest clubs would come calling again, and this time, Haaland was prepared to shine on the big stage.
Into the box to Alvarez, back he goes, and Stones, and Haaland! It's cleared as far as Foden, good ball in, and Haaland! Erling Haaland! And now City on the counter, Haaland through, chance to sink, West Ham, and you know what, he never misses chances like that!
It seemed quite obvious that Haaland was going to join Manchester City. Not only they needed a striker badly, but also the fact that his dad used to play there before ending his career due to a knee injury. And now Haaland was here to carry on his father's legacy. Manchester City agreed with Dortmund to sign the striker after activating a 60 million euros release clause, which is really cheap considering the exceptional talent he is. But this move also put a significant pressure on the young star following his lucrative payday, and the hype around his transfer was insane. Everyone was talking about him, and Haaland did not disappoint. In his Premier League debut, he secured 2 goals against West Ham, then scored 1 against Newcastle, making him the first player to score a hat-trick in 3 consecutive games. He then scored back-to-back hat-tricks the next 2 games, 1 against Crystal Palace and 1 against Nottingham Forest. 2 days later, he scored another hat-trick against Manchester United. These hat-tricks made Haaland the first player to score 3 consecutive hat-tricks at home in the Premier League. He also became the quickest player in Premier League history to score 3 hat-tricks. But Haaland has broken more records than just that. Haaland has the most goals scored in 10 Premier League games. He's the first Man City player to score in his debut in both the Premier League and the Champions League, the fastest player to score 4 hat-tricks in the Premier League. He's also the fastest player to score 20 goals. But most importantly, he broke the Premier League scoring record with 36 goals. The list could go on, but we would be here for hours. Haaland made history in his first season and finished with an impressive 52 goals in 53 games. He also played a huge role in the success of Manchester City, winning the Champions League title and FA Cup that same season. Even though he didn't score in both finals, he was the key reason why Man City won these titles. Erling Haaland is an exceptional player, and while it may be too soon to call him a legend, he's arguably the most dominant player right now. From his humble beginnings as a little kid to where he stands now, it's obvious that his incredible talent is fueled by hard work, dedication, and consistency. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.